In this video I will show you how you can create this crazy looking vector face effect using Photoshop. Hey, what's up guys, Dhruval here, and before I start this video I would like to warn you, this is gonna be complicated. Like, I mean it, this is gonna be like ridiculously complicated one, but I'm gonna do my best to explain it, so stay around. So first of all, this image is from deventa.com. It's from FaceTalk, I think. So it's a free image. Download link is in description, and also about the brushes. So here is my brush tool, select it, and here are the beautiful brushes. Now these are, I think, from brusheasy.com, I guess, the floral ones. So if you want to download them, the download link is in description, so use them and work something. Okay, now we need to unlock this thing, so double click on this thing and hit OK. Unlock, magic. And then we need to make a selection of her face, only face, no clothing or no hair. So for that I'm gonna use pen tool. But if you don't know how to use pen tool, wait, if you don't know how to use pen tool, why you are watching a complicated manipulation tutorial? You are a rebel like me. Okay, so here is a solution for you. So select your polygon lasso tool from here and you can make a selection. Like, it's not gonna be really good, but you can still do it. Okay, and double click to confirm the selection. Simple. And if you want to remove the selection, go to select and go to deselect. Simple, really simple. But as I know how to use pen tool, I'm gonna use the pen tool. Okay, so let's go here and start making selection. And pen tool is like always my first choice, but since last couple of months I do my best to avoid this thing because I'm really getting tired of this thing, and I really hate like every time you have to press alter for certain things, which is really annoying. So that is also a reason. And if you don't know how to use the pen tool, there are actually pretty good tutorials already on YouTube, and there are many of them. So watch them and learn this thing. It might look like pain in the ass, and even after you know how to use it properly, it is still painful to use it, but it does its job really marvelously. Like, it's awesome, so do it. And for the pen tool, like, once your selection is done, it's gonna look something like this. So you have to right click and then select, where is it, make selection, then it will turn it into selection. So feather is 0 and hit OK. So it looks something like this. Now select your selection tool from here, and then you have to press right click in middle of your selection. Make sure you have selected this, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so right click here and go and select a layer via copy, and if I turn this thing off, you can see it has made a duplicate of only the face, the selection we made. So let's turn it on, and if you want to see, it looks something like this. Hey, it looks like that, like cyborg effect, I guess. And if you want a tutorial on something like this, I can make, I promise. Okay, just request in the comments. So this is ready, and now we can delete this thing. We do not need it. If you want backup, keep that, it's your personal choice. So I'm deleting it. So now we have only the face. Now press Ctrl T, so it will allow you to make it bigger, smaller. And while you make it big from here, make sure you hold your shift key, otherwise you will do something like this, and that just looks stupid. So hold your shift key while making it big. And how big you want to make it, this is something around here, and like this. Okay, that seems fine to me. And then you can click on this arrow here, or you can hit enter to confirm it. So that is done. Now create a new blank layer from here, put it under this thing, select your paint bucket tool and fill in the black color. Good. Now select your layer 1, go to image, adjustment, and select desaturate. It just makes it black and white. Desaturated is like just little fancier word, nothing else. So it's black and white. Now go to filter, go to blur, and go to Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur, I'm using 5 pixel for this image. If your image is different, you might need different number. Okay, so all you have to do is it should overall look something like this, little bit of blur but not way too much. Hit OK. Now go to image, adjustment, and go to levels, and make it bit darker by dragging the slider, not way too much, just a little. Okay, and hit OK. Now go to file, do not click on save. I warn you, do not. click on save as, and then okay, I already have a bunch of crazy stuff going on, so I'm gonna name it, let's say I hate naming things. Let's say displace for good. Now save it. Okay, now you have to go to edit and step backward, edit, step backward, edit, step backward, edit, step backward, edit, step. Okay, oh, we are already here. So let's fill in the black color again. We went way too much. So, oops. See, this is the problem you might have. You make sure you have selected this empty layer while filling this black color, okay? So that way black color is on different layer, this thingy face is on different layer. Good. Now comes the labor work. Like really crazy labor work. So you have to go and select your brush tool, and in the brush option you have a bunch of crazy brush which actually are really good and pretty good resolution. Whoever made this brushes made really good job, okay? Did really good job. Grammar Nazis. So this is done. Now create a new blank layer and make your brush bigger. Now every time going right click and making it bigger and smaller, that's just waste of time and pain in the ass. So how do you make it bigger really fast? Use your bracket keys, like bigger bracket keys and smaller bracket keys. They will make it like smaller and bigger real fast. So make a click. So it is on a different layer, as you can see, like this. If it doesn't move like this, you have made a mistake, okay? So this is like this. Now create another blank layer, select your brush tool, go here and grab another one of awesome brush, and then make it bigger and cover it like this. And you have to make sure that you cover the eyes. So I'm gonna click exactly like this, so I cover the eyes. Now every time like going here and selecting brush is just waste of time. So how do you manage that? You click on this little box here, so it will open all of the crazy stuff. Like you can brush bigger, you can rotate your brush, you can select any brush. It's really awesome. So I'm gonna go here and select my brush here. This one looks cool, and then make it bigger, and it's a blank layer, as you can see. And it is gonna happen even if you take care, so get used to it. You will forget to create a new layer, and you will just keep clicking like this, and you will have multiple brushes or shape, whatever you want to call it, on a single layer. That is not right, okay? So I'm gonna press Ctrl Z, Ctrl Alt Z. Okay, so this is like this. Create another blank layer and select another one of crazy brushes, and then let's click here. So as I said, we need to cover the eyes properly. Okay, that seems fine. And if you look at this thing, like if you end the brush like this, it's not looking really good. So if you use it something like this way, see, now this is better. And my voice is getting really crazy bad, so deal with it, I don't know. So this seems fine. Create another blank layer. I'm gonna create like 15 of this thingy, so I'm gonna fast forward this thing so we can save some time. So we are done with the time lapse, and here we have 15 different brushes on 15 different layers, all the different shapes. Now here comes another important part. You know what, you have to make a duplicate of this layer 1. So to make that, press Ctrl J, so it will make a copy of it. Now this copy you have to put between layer 3 and layer 4 like this. Now you have to make another copy of it, press Ctrl J and put it between layer 4 and 5, and then another copy, and then between layer 5 and 6, then another copy of this thing by pressing Ctrl J and put it between 6 and 7, then another 7 and 8, then 9 and 10. So keep repeating it until you are at the top. So I'm gonna press Ctrl J and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. I'm not gonna fast forward it so that you can see how it looks while in the process. So that seems fine, and then another one, and then another one, and then another copy, and then between 14 and 15. So as you can see, we have one face, and then let's put it another on the top. So we have one face under one shape, one face, one shape, one face, one shape, one that sounds weird. Whatever. So this is our layer. Now you have to shut down everything here. So this is still there, but you just cannot see it. Okay, so here we have one shape, one layer. Okay, okay, there are a lot more, so like this. So shut this layer one. This, you have to focus on copies. This layer one is not important anymore. Okay, so let's turn our shape on and let's make this some other color so you can see what the hell is going on. So let's make it white. So as you can see, this is our shape layer. We just clicked here, right, this, and then there is a copy on top of it. Now when I right click on this copy and select a create clipping mask, only area of this face that is under this shape will show up. Okay, so this way create turn on another shape and then another image, then right click and create clipping mask. So this way you have to keep going on, another shape, another image, right click and create clipping mask. So I'm now gonna fast forward this thing. So now as you can see, like, we have clipping mask of every layer, so every brush looks like it's part of the face. Now let's make it black again. So as you can see, I made a really smart move, and I chose my brush color black, so we can use the black background. So that now let's make the white. So as you can see, this extra part of the brush, they show up, but when I make the background black, you cannot see them. You can only see the face. So that is also really awesome. Now there is a problem. I just realized that the image is way too smaller than I expected. So this can happen to you also. So how to deal with this thing when you have this many things? Click your first layer, this layer 1, then hold your shift key and click on the top layer. So it will select everything. Then press Ctrl T and then make it bigger. So I want it to big enough so that we can hide this portion, so that we can have better composition. So that seems fine, and then click here to make a composite of it. Sorry, confirm the transformation. I'm really losing the track, and it will take some time, but it actually looks really, sorry, not looks, it actually works really fine and saves some time. So this way we made it bigger. So the basic setup is like ready. Now you have to put shadow in between the shapes so that they look like they are on the top of each other, not some crazy mess like this. So how do you do that? And while making the clipping mask, make sure that you make the face clipping mask, not the shape. Okay, the face. Right click on the shape, and here you have to make it clipping, sorry, clipping, really, here is the clipping mask. Okay, so the face is the clipping mask. Then now the shadow part. Now the shadow will be applicable on the shapes. So let me zoom in, and where is the first one? So this is here. Now let's zoom in, and now when you double click on the shape layer, or like this, and here we have drop shadow, and when you click on this drop shadow line, you have this option to move your shadow. So let's make it bigger size, like this, and then a little bit more distance, and let's spread it like 2% or 3%. Okay, that seems really good. And the size, okay, that seems fine, and distance is also perfect, like this. So if I turn it on and off, you can see the difference. Hit OK. Now you did this for one layer, and you will have to do this for like 15 different layers. So you cannot go every time to options and select shadows and crazy stuff like that. That's just stupid. So how you do that? You hold your Alt key, click on this FX thingy, and then drag it on your another shape layer. So it will automatically apply this on that. So hold your Alt key and apply this on the shape layer, and you have to apply this on the shape, not on the model, on the shape. Okay, so now apply this thing here, and then here, then here, then here, then here, and then on this shape. And do not release your alt key when you are doing the process. Like if you alt click on this thing and then when you apply this here, it will replace it. We do not want that. Hold your alt key, do not release it, and then put it here and then release your mouse click like this. So this way you will make a copy of it. So this is working really fine, and just in under 60 seconds we just copy this on 15 different layers. Awesome. So now it is looking something better than the old one. Okay, now if you remember, in the beginning we created a displacement map which was really important. So now is the time we are going to use it. We are going to apply that map onto every shape, as you can see here, so that the shape takes the actual essence of the image. I don't know how to explain this thing, but it will make your shape look even more like the image. It looks flat, but displacement map will give it like depth. Okay, so it works that way. Now select a shape layer, not the image, shape layer. Now go to filter, distort, and go to displace. And this is 10, this is 10, this is stretch to fit, and this is repeat each pixel. Hit OK. Now let's go to my vector face file here. Now here we save the image, the displace for truth, and then I'm gonna open this thing, and as you can see, if I press Ctrl Z, you can see like it changed its shape a little bit to make it look even more like the image, and that is awesome. Now you have to do this to all like the shape layers. So how do you do that? Obviously there is a shortcut. So click on your layer, then go to filter and just click on this displace thingy, so it will automatically repeat it without going on the file and opening it again. Okay, so I'm gonna click here, and there is also a hotkey for it, so press Ctrl F and then go to this layer and then press Ctrl F, then go to this one and then press Ctrl F, then go to this one and then go to 9 and then go to 10. And while doing this, it can take apply a little bit of stress on your computer system, so also take care of that thing. So I'm gonna press Ctrl F to every shape. So as you can see, this way it gives it like a bit more depth. So this is fine, and now we need to create a fill up layer. So what is the fill up layer? And this is totally made up, created by me. So this is something you create to fill in the existing, like this is way too black background available, so you cannot see the person properly. So how do you show that up? You just create another blank layer, grab your damn brush tool, and then start clicking on the area with different brush every time. As I said, this time you do not need to create a blank layer. This time just keep clicking crazy places where you need to like fill it. So 2 are enough. Now let's make a duplicate of this thing, and then I'm gonna put it on top of here, right click and create a clipping mask. And then I'm gonna copy this drop shadow effect on my this thingy, the shape. So if I turn it on and off, you can see we have those fill up layers ready. Now grab another brush, a brush that covers a lot of area. So this one seems fine, or maybe this one is cool. So go here and then make it bigger, and then in the shape layer, do not create anything new layer or anything, just start clicking like this. So it created another shape in the same layer, as you can see. So now I'm just gonna fill up the necessary area so that we can make it look even more beautiful. So let's click here and then another shape like this. Okay, that's way too much and repetitive, so this seems fine. No, this is just a useless brush, so that seems fine. And then another brush, something like this, and then something on the nose to make it look better. So obviously original file took let's say something around, how much it was, let me remember, it was like 4 to 5 hours time it took me. Like, I'm not kidding, it actually takes that much time. So why that much time? Because in the first time, as you can see, the shapes do not work properly. So I had to go back again and again and change the shapes and make another file and do it again and again until it looked proper to me. My target is to show you like how it can be done. I cannot do it in the first go. That's just not possible, okay? So keep that in mind. And that's why it might not look really good as the original file to you. So that is also important. And then let's use this one like to cover even more area in the nose. Now we can see her nose properly. You know what, I'm gonna rotate this thing and then click something like this. Okay, now the nose looks much better. And let's put it another here. So as you can see, it looks more like a mess and less artistic. But now if you know like how you can create this thingy, as you can see, this is the fill up layer and these are the layer that gives it the internal depth. Whoa, that was really sciencey. So you get the idea, okay? And it's way too much messy. So that's really good. Now once this is ready, we can punch it like to give it even stronger depth. And how do we do that? You create another adjustment layer and select curves on top of everything. You turn on this thing and then you turn down this thing. So as you can see, it suddenly created that depth. And then create another adjustment layer, and this time I'm gonna select vibrance, and in the vibrance I'm gonna make it 100% and something like that. So it gives it that colorful feeling. And then another adjustment layer of the levels and then make it even darker, like that, a bit something like that. And I promise you, I really promise you, on the first try it's gonna look like garbage, I promise. So this is something like this. Let's turn it on and let's make it darker a bit more. Okay, that's fine. Let's turn it on and off. Good. So that's it for this video, and if you really learned something, hit that like button, comment something, it helps my video a lot. And as it was a really complex video, if you have any questions or doubts, ask me in the comment section or ask me on my Facebook page. I will do my best to help you. And now if you want to learn how to create that beautiful lighting effect from Frozen movie, click the box on the left. Or if you want to like create a really cool paint splash effect, click the box on the right. Or if you want access to my awesome free for all Photoshop tutorials, hit that subscribe button. I have more than 60 tutorials already, so go watch them. And till then, goodbye, take care and have some fun with Photoshop.